if I have to reflect on where I am today,
Yeah.
it's that sense of humanity, that lead with integrity, know who you are, embrace your own difference, because that's so important.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people really want to know how much you care. They're not so much
Sure.
interested in how much you know.
That's fantastic. I really love that. Very, very beautifully summarized. So it might feel like a transition, but same conversation. Just looking at this year, it's been it can be described in many ways. This 2020 year that we are wrapping up. From your as you reflect in the year and your journey of leadership, what would you say has worked for you in your function as a leader? What have you had to do differently to lead um, in this crisis that we are still going through?
So I think from a pandemic point of view, the one key lesson for me is you need to tap into all expertise cross-functionally. So we established a cross-functional task team,
Yeah,
epidemiologist, safety executive, the different pillar business executive,
yeah,
CSI, myself, the group exco. And the reality is, when you bring all these different experts into one room, your solution is going to be much better than outsourcing it to 2 or 3 people to make decisions, right? So
sure.
that's been a key lesson for me, is that if ever I've seen the importance of collaboration and inviting everyone's opinion into the discussion to get to a
Yeah,
better solution and outcome, it's been through the pandemic.
sure.
And I think for me, what I've also seen again is that regardless of where we are from a macroeconomic point of view, our stations in life, our societal impact, at the end of the day, everybody was impacted, whether you're the group CEO or the
Mm,
lady making the tea, right?
mm,
You couldn't hide from it. Your education, your social status, your networks, nothing covered you from this pandemic. It's you and you alone, right? That had to put in all the behaviors, social behaviors, etc. So I
yeah,
think for me, that was important. It was a humbling moment in our history where people really started to ask the real questions around the value of human life
yeah,
versus the outcome of economics, and how do we keep our society functional during this time, and really to tap into that collective wisdom.
yeah.
So not knowledge, wisdom, the
Ah,
time that's taken to experience life based on your frame of knowledge, because knowledge is not going to solve this crisis.
yeah,
It's how do you interpret the information coming out of governments? How do
yeah,
you look at the protocols? How do you tap into feedback from your employees? So for me, it's
yeah.
really around collectively, how did we apply our wisdom as a leadership
Sure.
team in
Yeah,
actually navigating the impact of the pandemic? So for me, that's been sort of one of the lessons.
excellent.
And then the other thing that also stood out for me, it's clear, decisive decision making and taking action.
Ah,
And I think, from a social point of view, especially as Africans, we love long conversations, under the tree, and the stories, and we pass the narrative on from generation to generation. But in moments of crisis, you need a clear action plan,
yeah.
and you need to activate it, right?
Ah,
Did we get
okay.
some of the things right? Yeah. Did we get some wrong? Yes, we did. But I'd rather get something wrong and tried instead of sitting on the sideline and have done nothing, right? So I
Sure.
think for me,
Yeah,
that's also another clear lesson during this pandemic, is clear actions,
awesome.
accountability, and actually just executing against it.